beautiful day for golf.
We're not good enough golfers.
Where is the beverage cart? Can't believe I paid money for this.
And we're back with another episode of the Ridge Golf Podcast. So, Glow Golf for the win, boys.
That's fun.
It's a good time.
No, it was a great time.
Yeah,
I enjoyed myself.
That was a lot funner than I was. I mean, I knew it was going to be fun, but yeah, that's a whole different type of fun.
Well, for being our first time, I didn't know what to expect, but they did a really good job of laying out the course. Like, there's more work in that than I thought that it was going to be.
Looked like runways.
It did. So
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, the fairways had the white lights on each side of the fairway, and then they had the sand traps with red lights around them, and then the greens had green lights around them, and then the flag stick was lit up, and then they had the tee boxes had green lights on them too, right?
Yep. Yeah, the greens had blue lights around them, and then the tee boxes were green. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah,
And
then there was a light at the bottom of the cup.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, 9 holes. They only shortened up 2 holes for us because there was water.
And basically shortened the par fives because the ball doesn't fly quite as far as a normal ball does. So that helps a little bit too.
Right. So I looked these up. We were using the Night Flyer GL glow in the dark. They're not actually glow in the dark. They're glow balls, golf balls. Looks like there's LEDs in them and they last for 8 minutes. Once you hit them, 8 to 10, it says on the website. But they worked pretty well. Like you said, they were kind of dead when we hit them. Like you weren't getting the distance. They don't have that pop like a regular golf ball does.
Which is to be expected.
But they still, I mean, all in all, flew pretty well. I mean, you weren't losing a ton of distance, and they hit pretty true. Like, you know, if you thought you were going to slice it, it still sliced, and if you thought you hit it well, it still went well. Like,
I was actually pretty impressed. I didn't think they'd go that far, and we had some actually really nice shots down the fairways.
I'm thinking because they hit dead like they did, we didn't have the slice like we usually do. Because we were all hitting pretty straight. Like, this is pretty impressive for now. You could barely see the club head down by the ball, and we were hitting them pretty well. But they were flying. They weren't taking big old hooks or anything like that.
I had a couple that still went pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, some of us were hitting well.
I thought the slice actually looked kind of cool in the nighttime. It just looks like it's carrying left, and all of a sudden just comes right back right, and it's like, oh, that's neat.
That's the only reason why you did that, right?
Yeah, I was just trying it out to show the people what it's like.
Right.
It is. I thought we all shot pretty well, but it is funny how much that messes with like your depth perception a little bit. You know, you can still see the head and you can see the ball, obviously, but it did screw us up once in a while. Like that night, even with the glowing ball and stuff, it just it throws you.
Yeah, the biggest thing was when you got to the green, you can't read the green at all. I mean, there's stuff lit up, but you can't read the break of the green at all. So you just almost have to go either. I mean, sometimes you could tell, obviously, if it's a real big slope, you can aim a little bit above the hole. But yeah, it was just guessing pretty much.
Well, that too. And like, you know, they give you some glow sticks to dress up your golf cart and glow glasses to wear. You're like, that's fine or whatever. But, you know, I didn't know this at all, but dude, it's dark. You cannot see anybody standing like 10 feet away from you if they don't have.
Imagine that. It gets dark at night, huh? Who would have thought?
Why is it going to be that dark?
The windshield screwed with us so much when we were driving. We leaned out. We
you taped 40 glow sticks to your windshield.
That had nothing to do with it.
I had a
good idea at the time.
Putting ours down also because I couldn't hardly see through it. Like, I couldn't see where we were going. I wasn't driving, but I'm like, I'm putting this down. I got to put it down. I couldn't see. I
don't want to brag, but I do think I had the best idea for the night on where to put our regular light on the golf cart. They gave us flashlights, and me and Brady taped ours and angled it towards our golf club so we could actually see what we were grabbing. That helped out a lot.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Otherwise, it's just, I don't know, mystery club. We'll see what this one is.
Screw it. We'll just try this.
And
grab a driver on your putt.
We did have somebody got glow in the dark tees. Those worked pretty well. Like, you had to hold them underneath. Like, I was just, before I teed off, I would hold it underneath the flashlight for 30 seconds, shove it in the ground, and that you could at least find it sometimes.
And those tees worked pretty good too. I actually kind of like those tees. So
yeah, those
were nice.
Well, it was nice too because once you hit, I mean, I think we all popped our tees out of the ground. It seemed like every hit of, and you could find them. Whereas, if we were just using the regular ones, because I thought, why would we even want these? Like if you can see the ball, you know where to hit. But then, after we started popping them off, I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense now.
So we're not burning a tee on every single hole.
Right. Yep.
Oh yeah.
We ain't made of money,
Yeah.
I know that, dude. Those little short ones too. I went to go grab every time I hit my little short ones. I get my cell phone out to look. I'm like, I can't be losing these. I've only got a very limited supply right now.
Should just use those glow in the dark ones. You could shove them down in the ground. Not quite as far as those shorter ones, but they're down far enough.
I think
I had a lot of fun, man. It was cool. It was definitely different hitting the ball. I mean, it was nice that we started when it was a little dusky. So we got a hole and a half under our belts before it got pitch black. So we kind of got an idea of how things were supposed to go. But man, once it did get pitch black, if you did hit it off one side of the fairway or the other, it was a little treacherous going when you got outside of the fairway lights out there and you're in with the trees. It got a little sketchy out there.
I think we got to have a little intervention in this chat. We caught Blake cutting strokes again.
No. It was just a miscount one time. That's it.
Yeah, a miscount one time. That happens every time we go golfing.
I thought you were pretty confident on that miscount. You're like, no. It was 3 or 4, whatever it was. And I think it was me and Brady again. We're like, sure about that? You sure about that? And then you're like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it would have been 5.
I did up winning the round. So
shocker.
It's all up in the air now. I mean, how many other times did you miscount? I don't know.
It only hurts your
That's fine.
Especially when Alex is watching you like a hawk all the time.
I tell you what, in the dark, it's even harder.
Yeah, who knows how many times Brady teed up in the fairway? We couldn't tell. Shit.
Let's be honest. Brady took a couple of extra swings a couple times. There was we started on 2, and I think it was hole 3. You got in that valley,
Oh, dude, I topped it 6 times in a row there. It was tough.
That was fun.
You just see you don't see Brady, you just see a ball moving 5 feet at a time.
10 feet forward, 10 feet forward, 10. I'll get it one of these times.
It's like a jumping bean going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Brady was also the only one to lose a golf ball.
Not his fault.
Not really his fault. Yeah,
not his fault.
I don't know what it was with yours. Just even the replacement one that she came and brought you.
Well, he got lucky on that one because that one came off.
It relit when it hit the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he would hit it the 2 times, he hit it and it just shut off. I don't know if the timer he just planned it out just that way that as he was hitting, the timer went off and just shut it off.
I can't imagine. I think it was more just you just jolted hard enough where it just doesn't trigger or
it's got so much raw power. Yeah.
Yeah, you make it just miss the battery or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was the first time it happened. I hit it and I was like, man, that felt good. And I look up and I can't see anything. And I'm like, man, did it not go anywhere? Did I duff it? It felt like a pure hit. And then Jamie was using the same color ball and hers was 10, 15 feet ahead of me. I was like, there's no way I only hit it that far. It felt so much better. And I was I had to yell over there. I was like, is this your ball? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, man, mine must have just went then and turned off. It was kind of disheartening. You're just oh, well, there's 0 chance I'm ever finding that because it's pitch black and we don't even know the exact direction it went.
I was going to say, you might feel helpless during the day trying to find a golf ball. You're really helpless at night.
Yeah.
There's no chance of finding it.
Basically tee off blindfolded and then try to go find your ball.
Yep.
That happened to Blake too, but he was just chipping and his shut off and luckily he hit it decently enough. It was on the fringe and I happened to spot it. Is that it? We were up there walking around with the flashlight and he's like, yep, that's it.
Yeah, that second time I did it turned off on my drive. So I teed it off, turned off, and then we were like, well, hopefully it turned back on when we landed and we crested the hill. And sure enough, when it bounced, it must have been hard enough where it turned it back on. So that was nice.
We did try taking a glow stick and pouring it on a regular golf ball. you could see it when it teed off, and then I saw it fly, and most of that just got washed off in the grass, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't find it on the landing. It was cool though because it gave you a super clear marker on the driver of where I hit the ball, so that was kind of cool.
It wasn't in the center.
It was not in the sweet spot, I'll tell you that.
And I guess if you needed to, you could. I mean, we didn't cover, like, we covered that ball pretty well. You could have covered it more, and who knows, maybe that might have made the difference. But
then, like, as I was trying to put it, but then as I was trying to like put the tee in the ground and put it on the tee, I feel like I wiped a quarter of that off because it was just hard to put it on the tee and get it on there, you know. So like I feel like I undid half the work of us putting it on there. So.
And didn't you lift up your glove and your whole glove was glowing?
Well, it was just my hand. I didn't wear gloves, but yes.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
And that was the thing too. When we started it was cold and windy out, but like as soon as we got done with the first hole, like the weather was just perfect for doing it at night.
Yeah, as soon as that sun went down, the wind basically died and there was nothing. It was just a nice, peaceful night out there. It was about perfect.
Yep.
It was cold when we were decorating them carts, man. We were like trying to break all those glow sticks and pinch them all together. And I was like, my fingers are chilly.
Yeah.
Can't hardly even hold my beer. They're that cold.
Right? Had to get a koozie, which I still have, by the way. I found it in my pocket this morning.
Very good.
Oh, another plus on Glow Golf. You can pee anywhere. I mean,
you
anywhere.
sure can. Like feet away from each other.
Yeah, they really have no idea what you're doing over there.
No.
Well, you couldn't even tell who was next to you. You're just like, who is that?
It's true. It's true.
If you don't recognize their glow stick attire, you wouldn't know who they were.
At like it was like the fourth hole we did, Jill or Jamie came up to me and said, like, I gotta put something in the front of my vest because you couldn't. She's like, we almost hit you the one time because they couldn't see me. I had something on the back, but yeah, definitely smart to wear some kind of light on yourself.
All those videos I took, all you see is like when we were wearing the glow glasses and stuff like that. You just see those moving around. That's it. Just black.
How'd that one video turn out that you were trying to take of Jill and I just crawled into the camera view? Did that turn out all right?
God,
he's like, Alex, Alex, you son of a bitch. Like, hello.
I was gonna take a good video, then your big dumb face comes in the camera.
He was so serious, he was crouching, and just was beautiful for sure.
There was also definitely some folks who had done that before because their carts had some way cooler things than our carts did.
So cool, yeah.
People had like Christmas lights on their carts, and the one dude had those like LED like rainbow strips that were like twinkling up and down. Like there were some pretty cool decorations for the night golf. It was cool to see.
Mm-hmm. And the weird thing is, like, you knew there were people there, but I felt like we were the only people out there. Like, because you
hardly ever saw anybody else.
Yeah, there was one group I think that was ahead of us.
Except,
but you felt alone. Yeah. We almost did get hit a couple times, but
at least you could see it coming.
Yeah, like 10 feet that one hole. I think it was
cool when it was coming at you, and I'm just like, look out. And then it landed. There's all three of our carts were like around that area, and it landed like right in the middle of us.
Yeah, that was kind of freaky.
That was cool when you were like teeing off, and then you didn't really see the other groups, but you just saw a bunch of glow balls flying around every once in a while.
Or like in the distance, you just see this like, big line of lights go across. There's their cart. Like
I was looking at that Night Flyer website. That's the company that they got the balls from. So you can buy actual packages from them, like deluxe 60-player LED Night Flyer fairway tournament package, $1,500.
Jeez.
Sounds pricey.
That comes with all like the green indicators and everything, like all the fairways and stuff.
Comes with 120 golf balls, 30 necklaces to decorate golf carts. You get 60 yardage markers, red. You get 60 red markers, 30 blue markers, 30 white markers, 60 flashing necklaces, 9 cup rings, and 9 flag markers.
Put the link in the description.
Nope. I just told her to get it
on Twitter.
Yep, posted to Twitter. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're a golf course, that's probably a good investment. I mean, she told us to. I don't know, because she bought. I'm sure that's what she bought the first time they did this. But then didn't she break down what it cost per ball or something when she was talking to us about the rules.
I
It's
think she said it was,
$10 a dozen or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it was something like
150 a
that.
dozen, something like that. Yeah.
You know? So I mean, yeah, you don't want to lose them.
So
I don't
they
know
put
how
out,
many rounds you get out of them. Like, I mean, ours lasted the whole rounds except for one of ours, but it really petered out on the very last hole. Jamie's ball, like
I
that
think it
thing
was
just
dying.
died on the
Yeah.
last hole. But I mean, who knows if that was the first time they used it or if they used it for the last time they did the glow golf. Like, I don't know how many holes you're expected to be able to get out of one ball per se.
no, because while I was looking, I got mine right here, and you can tell like all the text is wearing off pretty good. So I mean, I don't know, one round she might be donezo, but it
Yeah.
still lights
That's
up.
rough. That's
Yeah,
like it's fun, but I'd hate to do that a lot. Like,
but overall they did a good job too. I mean, they used their own lights, like they filled up mason jars with lights to mark off the water hazard all
Yeah,
the
a
way
bunch of
down.
yeah,
berry
Yeah.
lights and stuff in there. Yeah, they were very good hosts. They gave a nice little speech telling you what to watch out for, where there was trouble beforehand, and they put a lot of work into lighting the course and making sure you kind of knew where you were going. Like
yeah.
they
That's
probably spent several hours out there. Like the whole day was probably them just getting set up for that course. Like,
and that's a shout out. That was at Lancaster, so they did
Yeah.
a really good job. I was really. I think we were all very happy.
definitely.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, we'll put those videos together, and I'll let you know when the
what's this
when
we
that's
stuff?
done.
You'll put
Yeah,
them together.
you'll
but-
do it.
Yeah, I'll put them
You got a
together.
good little drive.
I got that great one of Jordan just bombing one down the second or third fairway there.
Oh yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good one. That was a good
Yep.
one. But yeah, I'll let you know when that's up, and we'll put the link in the description when it's done. But
So we got. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna switch gears and talk about more of your golf cart adventures.
That's what I was gonna talk about.
Whoa.
Well, so today I was scrolling. So if you've listened before, we got a golf cart to do a project that we're working on.
Top
And
secret project that we're going to tell you
well,
all
we're
about.
not
in the
gonna tell
podcast.
what it is until keep them stringing along. So anyways, I had to look for parts. This didn't come with an engine, doesn't have a clutch. And like I've been looking online, like for this one, it's hard to find the clutch. I mean, like if it's an easy go or like a club car, you can find them. But this is a Columbia / Harley Davidson, so it's whatever. And they're expensive. And so, anyways, I was on Marketplace today. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna every day just type in Harley Davidson golf cart and just see what pops up. Well, sure enough, today this guy is selling two of them, and one doesn't have an engine or the clutch, I don't think, but the other one was a complete car, and he was selling them dirt cheap. And so I called him immediately, and I was like, I'll take them, but I was like, I gotta call my brother see if he can pick them up. And so I got off the phone. I thought it was in Verona, but it was in
but you
Viroqua.
But you said Viroqua, and I got off the phone with you. I'm like, why would he want me going all the way to Viroqua? I'm like, he's closer than I am.
I was like, you have to pick this up. And so he didn't say at the time. He's like, okay, well, whatever. I was like, I'm going to see what I can get him price wise to or whatever. And then I called Blake back on the phone. He's like, why would you want me to go to Viroqua? And he's like, did you mean Verona? And I was like, oh, I did. But I'm like, it's actually in Viroqua. So yeah, I was like, I'll go get him. So anyways, long story short, the other car is complete, has all the parts we need. So I'll be going to pick all that up Wednesday. So I got 2 more golf carts now in my garage. I'll have 3.
You're
What are
just
we going to
gonna,
do with the other one?
you're just
I
gonna be
don't
like the
know.
original guy that you bought the first cart. from.
Probably,
You're just gonna
yeah.
start collecting them, and
I called him because I had to make
Turn
sure
into
some of
crazy
these
golf
parts,
cart man.
yeah, I had to make sure some of these interchanged and stuff, and he answered all my questions, and so it should work. And I don't know, I might sell some of the extra parts to him, or like make a golf cart motorcycle. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
We could make a golf cart train with 3 carts, dude.
We got
I
options.
could.
We got options.
I got options.
Yeah,
I was telling Blake before this, I kind of looked up why. I wanted to see why, like Harley Davidson. Well, I think there was even companies before that were making them, but why they made them 3-wheel instead of the 4-wheel. I couldn't find anything on it, but I mean, I'm surprised. Like they had to think that the 3-wheel was a good reason, or that was a good choice for some reason. I'm just not sure what that would have been.
Because it's cheaper than buying an axle and the whole nother wheel.
I guess.
Just to
But
be clear, you're taking the motor out of the 3-wheel and putting it in a 4-wheel.
Yes. I guess I didn't get to that. Yeah, so I'm robbing the engine and the clutch because, like I said, the clutch alone to buy it like brand new was over $200 and some. And this way, I'm getting an engine, the clutch, all the parts we need to do this. So once that's together, we can start building it. And yeah, there'll be videos for that to come at some point. But
We have to put a bunch of LEDs on it now that we're making this glow golf
it's gonna
stuff.
be
now that we know the
pimped out,
steam.
man. Yeah.
Got to work on the underglow kit.
Yeah, me and
Ooh.
Brady really wanted underglow in our cart the other night, but we ran out of stuff to do it with.
Out of glow sticks and tape.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
the tape came in handy. Thank you for bringing that.
Man, no
Spent
problem.
$8 whole on that glow stick kit from Walmart, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anybody's interested in buying a bunch of old Harley Davidson golf cart parts, get
know
on
a
Twitter
guy.
and contact. Get on Twitter and
Or a
contact.
bunch
Adam.
of glow sticks that are all burnt out. Let us know.
That'll be a big draw, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I don't know. I'd like to squeeze a couple more rounds out, but I don't know. I think glow golf might have been it.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing today. I'm like, I don't think I'll go back out.
I thought about trying to see if you guys wanted to go yesterday. It was very nice out, but it ended up being busy, or I ended up getting busy. But
Supposed to be nice tomorrow.
I have to work.
Have a
We
job,
can't get-
buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't
have
get
one
Brady
too.
2 days in a row. Got Brady Saturday night. Sundays are done. Actually,
Let's be
this
honest.
month-
We all have sick days, so
You can't go out after work because it gets dark at 4 p.m. these days.
that's
Oh,
all right.
God,
I don't mind
sucks.
that.
bring your glow in the dark golf ball.
Yeah, we just remembered
Yeah,
to bring the golf ball with us, and we're good for last couple holes.
Weren't you supposed to give that back to the lady?
No,
No,
she
she
said.
No,
you
she
could
said
keep
You
it.
said you keep that.
You bought it.
Wonder if I
Did you
kept
give
it.
it? Did you give it back?
I don't know, maybe.
I just threw it in
What
the
a-
trash can. Like, I don't fucking need this thing.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
nice. Geez, you could have at least gave it back to her. They should invent it like those golf balls. I don't know how hard it'd be to have their charging mechanism like your wireless charger for your phone.
That is a good idea.
Just set it in like a little spherical thing, and it recharges it.
So I
There's
was
another
doing some.
million.
Here we go,
dollar idea.
giving out ideas.
Yeah,
man.
look at our idea.
Damn.
Why,
I
Brady?
was, I was doing some research. They do have one that's called Night Eagle ones, and instead of hitting them, there's a little circle just on the side of the golf ball, and you hit it with a flashlight quick, and that's what turns it on.
What?
And then and then to turn it off, you hit it with a flashlight again, and then it shuts it off. But I think it's the
That's
same basic
weird.
concept.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I looked at this golf ball, and I mean, I don't see a parting line or anything. So they definitely must have the computer and LEDs, and then just cast around it.
Let's slice it open and find out.
Yeah, you could do that. We could cut them
Actually,
open and see what's inside.
That's a good idea. I might cut this baby open.
Mhm. That could be a ticky tock.
Yeah, reverse engineer that thing.
Mm-hmm. Find out what makes
Um,
it tick.
I'll just
And
buy
Tom-
them on Amazon. Pretty cheap online.
There's
You won't buy
there's a lot that are, I don't know if there's good quality, but I was looking at them the other day. There's a couple different brands that you can get, I think, like a dozen for 40 bucks, and they're supposed to do essentially
That's
the
the
same
thing though
thing
with
as those.
these is like quality is kind
Important.
of important
Yeah, it's
because when
huge.
you hit it and it turns off, like that's a big bummer.
Well,
Like,
couldn't they? So we were using those glow in the dark tees. Couldn't they make one that does the same thing? You kind of charge it with light.
that's
Yeah,
what
but you're
those
not
like
gonna-
low V ones are, I think.
Yeah,
were, but
that's what the Glovey ones are.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you probably have to do it every hole, but like,
Probably every hit, I would think.
You'd
Like, it
almost
doesn't
have to have,
last
like,
long.
You'd almost have to have two of them, and then like a light mounted on a cup, and just have it sitting under the cup, and then
oh my
bring it
god,
out.
another great idea. Like,
Bring it up for that hole, and then just keep alternating each one so it gets a
Yeah.
full charge on it. I'd imagine.
But glow in the dark stuff, like that chemical, you're not going to get the same brightness as you do out of this glow ball.
Correct.
LED, yeah.
Oh, 100%. But I still think you'd get by. Like those,
Maybe.
those were shockingly bright. I couldn't believe how well they showed up in the dark.
Yeah,
like
you
I
could-
didn't know they were LED, so I went in not knowing that. But yeah, they were super bright.
Yeah, you'd tee off, and as long as you weren't, like over a hill or something, you could see where your ball was from the tee box. Still, they were that bright. Like
Mm-hmm,
you could just see them littered all over up there. So, like, yeah, they were impressively bright because it wasn't even like a full moon or anything last night. It was like a half moon with a little cloud, so there wasn't any extra light out there to help you find it.
Yeah, if you're listening, you get a chance to go night golfing. It is well worth it. I thought it was well worth the money to go.
For sure.
Yeah, you even tipped her.
Yeah.
Well, we all did, but I just
Just
they
did.
went through she went through so much work, and like we didn't give her a ton, but I mean that was a lot of work for them to do that. I know the course is making money off of what we got charged, but still, for them to do that on a Saturday night, we have to wait for all of us to leave, then get all the lights. She deserved a little something.
Well, that's what
Yep.
she also said. Like, this was a lot easier setting up this time, even though it's a little chillier. We were like teeing off at what, like 6:30 or so.
Mhm.
When they did it earlier in the summer, she had to wait until like they couldn't tee off till like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Yeah, she
at
said
night.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they probably weren't getting done till after midnight. So that's
Mhm.
a long night for her to go out there and clean up everything too. Because
Yeah, we were basically done at like 9, right? Like,
yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember her name, but yeah, she was super nice. I think she's the manager for the clubhouse.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
she
she
is.
was very nice, very accommodating.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite the task driving around, picking up every single light bar, course covered in pee. It's rough.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sure, soaked in by then.
Yes. As long as you aren't doing the other in the fairway, yeah, I think you're fine.
No, not that I know of, but I think everyone didn't wreck their cart. None of us did, but I'm sure
No.
it's a possibility that somebody could have done that.
Blake thought about it for a second. He was about to drive up that like 45-degree hill for a second there until we got him to turn off of it.
I didn't see
You
it.
couldn't
Dude,
see it. You
you
couldn't,
couldn't
even
see
it.
any. You couldn't. I was driving very slow because you could not see any. There was no
Yeah.
reflection of anything out there, and that's
Um,
it's weird. That's like that for the only time I've driven the cart this summer. Jordan's like, "You're driving tonight?" I'm like, "Ah, shit, why not?" I'm like,
Like the
"Oh my
added
God,
difficulty.
I can't see anything."
I didn't tell you guys this, but was that hole 7 that was shortened? That's that par 5.
Yeah.
Hole 7 and hole 8 were short.
Okay, so on 7, do you remember my ball? You all thought it went in the water and constantly made fun of me, no matter how you guys hit.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I went and followed that waterway, and I don't know if it was the reflection off the water or what, but like I didn't see it. And so anyways, I was driving and I got past the boundaries and I'm like, okay, I know it's coming up, but I thought it was like another 15 feet. And then I just stopped and I get out the left tire was probably 8 inches away from the bank. It's like, holy shit. Like I was just seconds away from going into this water. And
the rest of us having to go in and push that thing out. So
yeah, and I mean, how do you
Hey, for a
explain
cart.
that? Because I saw the boundaries. I mean, it's like, okay, you should have known to look for this, and I knew it was there, but I just think it was that close. But yeah,
You think
that got my heart to skip a little bit.
I thought they'd give that like a 5-foot buffer. It was like a 2-foot buffer from the edge of the
Yeah.
Wasn't great.
creek bank.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Because my ball landed like 6 inches away from the edge, and I
Yeah.
went to go
damn close.
swing, and my feet were right on the tippy edge there. I'm like,
Mhm. Don't worry, you
So-
minus the stroke there anyway.
Minus 1 stroke for added
Yeah,
difficulty.
I
in
got it
listening
right
to the
next to the
water.
water. That's minus 1 stroke.
we did have one go into the water, so these are waterproof as well.
And they sink. I thought maybe they would float, but they do sink.
Nope, they do sink.
Not buoyant.
Nope. Yeah, so it was good.
Oh,
Definitely
good.
do it
Results.
next year.
You
Results.
just dropped it, lit it up
Yeah.
now, didn't you?
No, it's lit up.
What do you mean results? I won.
So, yeah, that jury's still out on that one.
Yeah, that's
So
now that we
Blake-
know you cheated the whole time.
And then I think I got a 45 second. You got
I
a
got a
46,
44.
Jordan.
I think so, yeah.
And Brady got 106.
Maybe half of that. But yeah.
Boy, those dufferoos you were doing like 5 in a row. I'm just like, oh boy, this is gonna add up.
After that hole though, it was pretty well the rest of the time. But
Yeah,
that
it was.
second
Yeah, it was
hole
just
was
that
tough.
one. It was
Yeah.
just that one hole. He just kept dribbling that one, but yeah, then it was fine.
Yeah,
That was
then
a
I
lot
hit-
of fun.
yeah, it hit a few good ones actually. Like you said, I never even thought about maybe those slightly dead balls kind of took away from your slice because I was hitting it fairly straight most of the day. There was only like 1 or 2 that really curved. So maybe there is something to those dead. Maybe I'll just fucking buy dead balls from now on. Like
Well,
I
if you think
sacrifice
about
the
it,
10 yards if I can keep it in the fairway. Like
if you think about it, if you slice like me and Jordan have a really bad slice, but if you're hitting those straight, you're probably averaging close to the same
distance.
yardage. Yeah,
in the
like
end,
you probably are.
No, because on those par threes,
No,
like,
I'm right.
it felt like they were short 20 yards of what they should have been.
Like once we got figured out like that we knew they were gonna be shorter. They weren't gonna go as far, but once we kind of got locked in of how far they were, like on that short par three, was it 5? I think.
Yeah. That
Like,
first par
I
three,
was-
like I thought I had the right club, teed it up, hit it great, and it landed like 20, 30 yards short of the green. And I was like,
I
oh,
was I was clubbed up like 2 or 3 clubs, like more than what I would usually do. So
Yeah.
like we were getting it figured out, like of what we needed to do to compensate for the deadness of the ball or whatever.
I would say though, because I went into the thinking that we would all have really high scores, but like it played very well.
It also
Like-
helps you're playing from the forward tees too. Like
True,
yeah.
but like that didn't give us
And
advantage.
no real par fives.
mhm.
Take the compliment is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we did great. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just had like a normal round at night. No big deal.
Don't belittle yourself.
Alex is on quite a hot streak here lately.
I should
I
say
hate to end it right now.
We can go one more time.
Yeah, better get one more in. What are you guys doing Sunday?
Well, we'll figure it out.
rain all week.
Yeah, I think it is supposed to rain all week.
Boo.
Better enjoy
Yep.
the leaves now. They're gonna be gone by the end of the weekend.
But well, that's about all the time we have for today. But Alex, let's excited to hear about these 2 golf carts you're getting on Wednesday.
Tell you what,
We're
man,
gonna
I'm
have-
getting in the business.
He's got the fever.
Alex has used Harleys, and they're not motorcycles.
Yeah, a lot of weird people showing up where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%. You would not get the cream of the crop, I don't imagine, but
Well, Alex is gonna take a picture and put those 2 sweet beauties on Twitter here soon. So-
we'll get a TikTok of them. We'll get something going.
Okay. All right, fellas. Well, thanks for hopping on.
See you later.
Catch
See ya.
y'all later.
All right, bye.
Get out of here!